back in December I was with my mom again, and I made a doll. And originally I did not plan to make a video about her, but she turned out quite nice, so I just decided to make an explanatory video about her, and just wanted to use the audio that came with it. And then I had to notice while editing there were bells in the background all the time, so it looks like a job for voiceover me again. Oh, those evil church bells. So this is her already repainted and styled, and obviously she is inspired by rokoko fashion. What a surprise with this hairstyle. And because it was one of the first times that I didn't struggle too much with the hairstyle, I wanted to talk about it. So if you ever want to do something like her, that you have an idea how I made her. So the reroute was quite fast because I only made 2 rows and I think 5 in the back of the head, and left all of the top of the head bald, because I had a plan how to get the hair as high as possible. I used a toilet paper roll and cut one side into a lot of tiny pieces and then just folded them in and glued them together. So I already had a dome shape. And then on the other side I cut it in on 4 sides, folded that in a little bit, and pinned this construction onto her head with needles, so that this was secure and in place for the following steps. I curled the hair by using some straws, and then I unwrapped every part, one lock at a time, and used some quite strong glue and glued it onto the paper roll. And for the second row that was closer to the skin and should look less glued, I used watered down PVA glue, and I really just glued everything on. For the locks in the back, I curled them around some brushes, put some glue on it, and stick them in place. And after that was dry, I was able to decorate the hairstyle. Obviously, this means the hair will stay like this for eternity. But I wasn't planning to redo anything on her again, so I'm fine with it. And as I already mentioned, I think it came out quite nice for a quite interesting hairstyle. I tried to do this once on a mannequin when I was trained to become a hairdresser, and there was a lot more involved than just some glue. So if you do it on a doll, glue is fine. It is totally fine. Next step was her panniers, so the hoop pocket things that are at the sides. First I tried a normal hoop skirt, and this is made out of ribbons and just some strings. Then after this first thing was done, I made the panniers for her, and I tried another hoop skirt lately with some satin ribbons, and if you want to know how I made it, I'm totally fine to make a video about it if you are interested, but it's basically just ribbons and how is it called? Rattan, I think. This stuff that you use for weaving baskets. And yeah, I just put it into water and then inserted it into the tunnels I made out of ribbon. And yeah, that turned out quite nice. And when I tried the last hoop skirt I made so far, it was a journey, but it went quite well. So let me know if you're interested in knowing more on the construction of this thing. After the panniers, it was time for the first skirt, which is basically just two rectangles sewn together and pleated at the front, and yeah, then decorated with some ribbons. And I really just have to put it onto her and then tie the two strings that are on top of it in the front and the back. So first the two that goes in the back, that ties the back piece, and then the two that ties the front piece. And that is quite basically how the dresses back in the Rococo era were done too, as far as I know. Originally, I really wanted to give her a corset and a real robe à la Française, but that was far too difficult to be done in this small scale. I made a corset and it only gave her so much more bulk that it looked quite awful. Then I made a robe à la Française, which has this fabric piece in the back that falls down into kind of a train. And when I put it onto her, it was just bulky and ugly, and so I decided that we are not going the complete accurate road and made a dress or a top dress that looks similar to the Rococo fashion. First, I had another idea for this dress to have the top skirt be a little bit more ruffled, but that looked weird as heck, and so I decided to leave it like this, and again stitched a lot of ribbons onto it. Her dress closes in the front with the typical bosque thing, but not with buttons or anything like that. I sewed her into the dress because originally in the Rococo era this was made with pins, as far as I know, and those tiny or pins that are tiny enough for the doll wouldn't look nice, so I sewed it onto her. So at least I was able to show you a little bit of the progress and talk about it. I don't really need a second doll that is styled like her, so I hope this makes up a little bit of the missed opportunity to show you how she was done. So, last thing is I want to show you some pictures I took of her, as usual. And though my brother always have to say something about my dolls, and it's sometimes a bit mean, sometimes it's quite funny, I think this will be a new part of every video that I tell you what my brother has to say about the stuff I make. So with her, he told me her dress is quite nice, but she looks as if she is in the bathroom and trying to, do some larger business. I thought this was not very funny, but strange. And I just wanted to let you know about it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and we will see us next time. Bye.